Talking about national service, a short while ago we were talking about conscription. What's been announced here?
Yeah, I mean, you and I offset, and I've been pestered this morning here by loads of people asking about the headlines around this. Mandatory national service for 18-year-olds, 95% of the target audience is actually for volunteering into the local community. It's nothing to do with the military at all. But 30,000, about 5% of the 700,000 18-year-olds, they're looking at putting full-time placements into the military with a 12 months return on that. It's meant to be some sort of selective process, so it's not mandatory in. The details will be sorted out by some sort of royal commission. What's been fanning the flames of all this, though, of course, is that we've been talking a bit about conscription. The world's getting a more dangerous place. General Sanders implied there might be some sort of army, and in response to sort of rise of global threat. Now, that's not on the table at the moment. The Prime Minister used the example of Sweden, where he said it works. My frustration with that is it's very difficult to compare apples and oranges with these things. Sweden has traditionally been a more neutral country. It therefore focuses much more on defence. By having some form of conscription, you increase the numbers of the population that could serve if you ever had to use them. The UK, in contrast, we have lots of overseas territories, Gibraltar, Falkland Islands, Cyprus, protectorates like that. We also want to play a part on the global stage. So we've been involved in wars in Afghanistan, Iraq, and most recently in Yemen. So we need a professional armed forces, well-motivated and effective 24/7. I'm not entirely sure that 30,000 18-year-olds in for a year helps us do that.
No, I'd love to know what some of your mates have been saying on the text as well. Now, is there going to be a benefit to the National Defence Initiative if this is introduced?
There are some positives with having conscription, that's not quite, but having sort of enforced people coming in, not least of which it provides some basic skills to people, it increases the percentage of the population that has an empathy with the armed forces, and therefore if you ever had to call them up, they'd be good. It's also life skills. I think the military does form a huge amount for life skills, fitness, self-discipline, leadership skills and respect and the like. What's interesting, though, it does generate a lot of quantity, not necessarily quality. The last time in this country we had it was the end of the Second World War. The army was effectively being told to disappear, but around the world we had to deal with the fallout from the Second World War. So they brought in the mandatory national service at the time, 1949. 17 to 21-year-olds were brought in. They had to do their 18-month service. Then they had 4 years of reservist time, and all of that was collapsed. In 1960, we saw that no more. But a professional military today is a pyramid. You bring people in the bottom, you give them extensive training. As they move up the rank structure, they get more and more. Just put in context at the moment, the Army is 80,000 strong. Yep. They have 10,000 new recruits coming each year.
How many are leaving? And
30,000 extra people on top. Do we really want our armed forces to become a training organisation for 18-year-olds when actually in this more dangerous world we should be sharpening the sword, not blunting it? I'd have been fascinated to know what the military leadership would have said. Because we're in Purdah, they're not allowed to talk about it.
Yeah, and as Justin Crumb said, they were consulted, but it's not sure whether or not they agreed. All right, Sean Bell, thank you very much for your analysis, as always.